For some reason, I can't find post one, so uh, it only goes to post two, and then there's like a bunch of them. I'm gonna do a video for each post. This is I don't want to. Sean Daugherty. I'm probably saying his last name wrong, but his case is very weird. So I'm not the best reader, guys. So you can pause. I'll do it real quick so you guys can pause if you want before I read it. If you want to read it yourself. So there you go. Now I'm gonna read it, and like I said, I'm not the best reader, so bear with me. Thursday, April 2022. With a normal day in the Dory Rivers household, Sean was the second oldest child in a blended household that consists of his mother, Ramon, his stepfather, Jared, his older sister, Maria, who was 16 in 10th grade, and his two younger half brothers, who were 5 and 2 at the time. Their 79-year-old grandmother, Vija, Vija, also lives with them, as she has for the entirety of their military career. Uh, Ramon and Jared were both lieutenant colonels in the Air Force. Ramon and Javar uh, was born and raised in Lavia. This proud military family lives in uh, Sandalwood Lane in Yorktown, and were a tight knit group who keeps to themselves. They've been there for a few years and were great neighbors, but hadn't made any forever friends on the block. COVID had made uh, socializing difficult, but the kids had friends, and the family would occasionally wave and make small talk with the neighbors. Sandalwood Lane is Sandalwood Lake is in the Wither Creek Farms HOA, an organization known for its pristine lawns, low fences, and like that low fence is going to play a part in this later on, guys. Something I've caught in the story, but I'll see if they talk about it in any of theirs, and then after I'm completely done going through all these, I'll talk about some of that stuff, some of my own stuff. The neighborhood gave the family a false sense of security in their neglect to install a security system. Truth be told, they felt so safe in this house that even doors were seldom locked. So I'm probably supposed to be seldomly unlocked, or they were seldom locked. Okay, so they didn't lock their doors. They had just sold the house and were renting back for a few months from the new owners while prepping for a move to the Pentagon. They were all sad to end their time in the Tab district, but they were excited for their next chapter in DC. They were set to move in a few weeks. On this particular morning, the entire week, in fact, spirits were high in the house. The week before the spring break, and they had gone on a Disney cruise. Everyone had the best time, and they were all high on their experience. They had such an awesome time that on Tuesday evening, 4/12/22, Ramon took Sean to renew his passport at the I'm not even going to try the library because they booked a second Disney trip for August to Alaska. Everyone, particularly Sean, was stoked for this trip. Sean was a straight A student. Things came naturally for him, and he was also a gifted musician. He had several friends, and when interviewed after his death, they all recalled him to be happy. This day in particular, teachers and students interviewed. What the hell was that? Oh, a big old dump truck. Interviewed after his death, they all recalled him being happy. The day in particular, teachers and students interviewed remember Sean laughing in class, being excited, and could not recall anything out of the norm. Ramon spoke to them all personally, and each echoed the same sentiment that Sean was not a troubled child and had happiness that day. So this is part one of it, guys. Like, sorry, my reading sucks ass, but like I said, I gave you an option to read it yourself if you want it there at the beginning. Uh, but yeah, it gets a lot crazier. Like, this is just what led up to that day. Like, what happens in the next one is going to be where it all took place. So, stay tuned for the part two.